Okay students, let's start our discussion regarding the metals and non-metals only. We are discussing about the how metals and non-metals react together, they form a ionic compound. Ionic compound means, look at the name itself, given ions, charged particles. Charged particles, they will their charges, two charges, opposite charges, they will combine together form one type of material compound that called as ionic compound. First of all, we will discuss about the metals and then we will discuss non-metals. Later we will discuss about the law of Octave rule, formation of ionic bond formation. So first you will get first one point, recollect will get here. What happens generally, metals are electropositive elements. Metals are electropositive element means they readily lose electron, they form a electropositive. Suppose sodium contains 11 electrons in their valence. Generally sodium contains 11 electrons there. From this 11 electrons, how electrons arrange means 2 electrons the first energy level, 8 electrons second energy level, 1 electron the outermost energy, third energy level. So this 1 electron is there, no, this readily take part in chemical reaction. If sodium loses this electron, they attain the octet configuration. Octet means 8 number rule is there. So in order to attain the octet configuration, so what happens, sodium loses 2 electrons. So electropositive means 1 electron donors are electropositive elements only. So if you take sodium, lose 1 electron, they gives Na plus. If you take magnesium, loses 2 electrons, they give a Mg2 plus. If you take aluminum, it gives Al3 plus 3 electrons. Clear? Sodium loses 1 electrons, magnesium 2 electrons, aluminum 3 electrons only. So metals are electropositive element means, look at it loses 1 electron and forms a sodium ion. Look at when sodium ion loses 1 electron, they form a sodium ion. If you write the reverse reaction, it forms sodium. Clear? Magnesium is there, magnesium loses 2 electrons, they form a Mg2 plus. If 2 electrons gain, they form magnesium only. Non-metals come in, non-metals are there, gains electrons and become the negative ions, so they are called as a electronegative elements only. Okay, no? They are gaining electron, they form a negative ion, this is called electronegative elements only. Suppose I am just taking the general halogens are there, halogens are nothing but fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Okay, generally they are called halogens only. So what when they generally halogens are non-metals are electronegative elements, they readily takes electrons. Suppose I am just taking the chlorine atomic number is 17. Chlorine electron configuration is 2, 8, 7. So what happens that we attain the octet configuration. Look at the both electronic configuration. What is the difference here? 2 both same only. 8 both same only. Here 7 is there, here 8 is there. Means the number is increases. Increasing how many electrons are gained? 1 electron is gained. Suppose oxygen gains 2 electrons, they form O2 minus only. So in order to attain the octet configuration, O2 minus means it can general oxygen atomic number is 8. 2 electrons are gained, total 10. 10 means neon electron configuration. To attain octet configuration, these type of chemical electrons are gaining the expression. So metals lose electrons to attain the octet configuration. Non-metals gains electron to attain the octet configuration. Let's have discussion regarding the formation of sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, common salt, is also called as common salt only. Suppose look at sodium is there. I said very clear, sodium atomic number is 11. Atomic number is 11. Sometimes they will mention Z also no wrong. Z is atomic number only. 11 electrons are there. If you have any confusion regarding sodium valence, remember 1. This one you take. Sodium valence is 1. Clear? Aluminum generally chlorine valence is 7 electrons. Will be 7 that mentioned is 7. Okay. So this is shortcuts. Look at it. Remember here just consider 11 electrons are the electron configuration 2, 8, 1. You have mentioned 2, 8, 1. Later you have to mention is there an atomic number 17 is there. Now look at the area 2, 8, 7. So when the sodium loses this to 1 electron, the 1 electron move from sodium to chlorine. So that's how 1 electrons are moving upward direction. This is a donor, this is a receptor. So around the chlorine, how many electrons are there? 7. After gaining 1 electron, how many electrons are get? 8 electrons. Because they mention very clearly. This dot nothing but these electrons are belong to sodium. So when sodium loses 1 electron is there, no 1 positive charge will come. Chlorine gain 1 electron is 1 negative charge will come. So positive negative will attract together form a NaCl. This is called ionic compound. This is called ionic compound. Once again I am saying sodium to attain octet configuration, sodium loses 1 electron, so sodium forms so Na plus. Chlorine to attain octet configuration gains 1 electron from sodium, so it get negative 1 minus. 1 plus 1 minus gains NaCl. NaCl is neutral compound. The atomic number of sodium is 11. Its electronic configuration is 2, 8, 1. It has 1 valence electrons. It loses 1 electron to form Na plus ion. The atomic number of chlorine is 17. Its electron configuration is 2, 8, 7. it has 7 valence electrons. It gains 1 electron to form Cl minus, and then the attraction between the Na plus and Cl minus results the formation of the sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is ionic compound. General ionic compounds have high melting point, boiling point. Ionic compounds generally soluble in the water. General ionic compounds are generally, if it takes pure solid, NaCl is a bad conductor. If it dissolves in the water, it acts as a good conductor only. Okay, good conductor only. So students, regarding this one is, we will have some other discussion regarding the formation of magnesium chloride. Remember, our magnesium atomic number is 12. Electronic configuration is 2, 8, 2. If you have any confusion, how many valence electrons are there? Look at the 2 is there, no? Mention is 2. Okay. So look at the magnesium lowest 2 electron, the Mg2 plus and 2 electrons will come here. The electronic configuration, look at here the 2, 8, 2, here 2, 8. Chlorine electronic configuration is the note 17, atomic number is 17. Here look at there, 7 valence electrons are there, 2, 8, 7. Look at the after gaining electron between 2, 8, 8. It's called octet configuration. Once again, it's an octet configuration. If any element contain 8 electrons in the outermost shell, they call as octet only. Then noble gas elements, you take the except helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, they have the 8 electrons in their outermost shell. If helium configuration is there, no 2 electrons outermost shell, these are somewhat stable. That's called duplet configuration. That's called as a duplet configuration only. So what happens there? The magnesium loses 2 electrons, chlorine gains 1 electron. So what happens there? If take one magnesium atom, can give 2 electrons for 2 chlorine atoms. So remember, magnesium, how many valence electrons are? 2 valence electrons. So one of the valence electron transfers the 1 chlorine atom. So this chlorine atom, 1 chlorine atom gains only 1 electron. So minus. Here chlorine atom gains 1 more electron, minus. Here how many minus are there? 2 minus. 2 minus, 2 plus. They form a Mg2 plus. Look at the magnesium, how many electrons losing? 2 electrons. So mention Mg2 plus. Means the total charge around the magnesium is 2 positive charge. Why 2 positive charge? By losing up 2 electrons, so that's why 2 positive charge. Around the chlorine 1 negative charge. Why 1 negative charge? By gaining of electron from magnesium, that's why 1 negative charge. Clear? So what happens there? The 2 positive charge, they form magnesium chloride, MgCl2. MgCl2, if they mention here, the 1 magnesium atom can bond with the 2 chlorine atom. Clear? 2 chlorine atom. Generally metals will come first, non-metals will come later only. Remember, you know very well this point is there. First metals will come, later non-metal will come. If you take any compound, if you take sodium chloride also, if you take here also, metal will come first, later non-metal will come. Clear? So don't be confused here. Later what happens is the atomic number of magnesium is 12. Electron configuration is 2, 8, 2. It has 2 valence electrons. It loses 2 electrons to form Mg2 plus. The atomic number of chlorine is 17. Its electronic configuration is 2, 8, 7. It has 7 valence electron. It's gain 1 electron to form Cl minus. Then the attainment of the octet configuration. What happens there? When it forms Cl minus, then the attraction between the Mg2 plus and Cl minus. Positive and negative charges, then they both will attract together. So what happens here? Just consider they form a MgCl2 will come. Cl2 here. MgCl2. Clear? So what happens here? Just consider here there is a formation of bond between the magnesium and chlorine. As ions result in the formation of magnesium chloride molecule, MgCl2 molecule. This molecule forms here. MgCl2 molecule. Clear students here? Okay, here MgCl2 molecule. Cl2. Okay, so MgCl2 molecule. Clear? Next one is ionic compound, electrovalent compound. Electrovalent bond, ionic bond. Okay, now these are the same one. Just consider ionic bond. Ionic bond means ions are forming a compound. Ionic compound means ions. Ions means cations, anions. Next one is the ionic compounds. Ionic compounds are formed by the transfer of electrons. Ionic compound also called electrovalent bond only. Electrovalence means transfer of valence electrons that form a bond called. That's why they call as electrovalent bond only. Ionic compounds are compounds formed by the transfer of electrons from the metal to non-metal. So that's why it's electrovalent. Valent means valence electrons are transferred. The properties of ionic compounds. Generally, the properties of ionic, they are formed by the transfer of electrons and made up of ions only. Okay, the first initial transfer of electrons will takes place. Look at here. Here, initial transfer of electrons will takes place. Later, the bond will forms. Clear? This is very important. They will ask for the board examination point of view. Next one is that here, generally they are crystalline solids. Generally, ionic compounds are crystalline solids only. Generally, they have high melting point and boiling point. I mentioned very clearly, NaCl melting point is nearly 1023 kelvins. They are soluble in the water but insoluble in the organic solvent. You know very well, NaCl is in one point. Remember, water is called polar substances. NaCl is called ionic compound. Ionic compounds are soluble in the polar solvent. Ionic compound insoluble in the non-polar solvent. Non-polar solvent. Non-polar solvent like petrol, kerosene, diesel, benzene, toluene, naphthalene, whatever, NaHexane and heptane, whatever you take here, that's called as a non-polar solvent. They conduct electricity in the molten state and the solution. Look at one point, remember, I'm taking one is molten state means liquid state. When NaCl heated at high temperature, it becomes liquid form. At liquid form, free mobile ion will takes place. Ions will be easily mobilized, they will conduct electricity, they form like that. In the molten state here, aqueous solution means if NaCl dissolve in the water, if conduct electricity. We did a small experiment, take two graphite rods, place in one beaker and take small amount of sodium chloride and connect with one battery and light. You will see here the glow will be blow. When it's glow here, whenever this solution is conduct electricity, the light will glow. Suppose instead of NaCl, if you take the glucose solution here, the light will not glow. The light will not be glow. Glucose, urea, sucrose, if you take this one is there, they won't conduct electricity. If you take NaCl, magnesium chloride, calcium chloride, they can be carries electricity. They can be carries electricity. Clear? Ionic compounds are good conductors in the aqueous solution or molten state. They are bad conductor in the solid state only. Clear? So students, the next one point is there no occurrence of metals only. Some metals like gold, silver, platinum, etc. are found in the free state in the earth crust. Become their least reactive metals only. Free state means least reactive. More reactive means most of metals are found in the oxides, carbonates, sulfides and halides. Halides means sodium chloride. Sulfide means sodium sulfide, magnesium sulfide. You remember hardness of water is there, no? Hardness of water is because of the magnesium chloride, calcium chloride. Magnesium sulfide, calcium sulfide. Carbonate salts are there, calcium carbonate. Limestone, chalk piece is there, no? Chalk piece made up of the calcium carbonate. Oxides, magnesium oxide, sodium oxide. So most of the metals are found in the oxides, carbonates, sulfides and halides are there. Mineral, the elements. Mineral means the natural available form of a metal is called mineral. How metal is available in the earth crust in the nature, crude form, it's called as a mineral only. The elements are compound which occur naturally inside the earth crust is called mineral only. Ore, in the mineral form which metals can be extracted profitably. Or when just consider the ore nothing but in one of the mineral form which is suitable for extraction of particular metal only. Called ore only. One point remember, all ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. In mineral ores are there, in that one ore only profitably, profit means with cheap cost, and we by using a simple method we can extract a particular metal, that's called ore only. Gangue, anybody impurities present in the ore is there, no, that's called gangue only. Suppose they consider the rock particles will be there, sand particles will be there, clay particles will be there, that's called gangue only. Gangue nothing but a impure form of the ore is called as a impure form is called gangue only. Extraction of metals from their ore only. Metals are extracted from their ore in three main steps. Their first one is concentrate the ore, enriching the concentration of the body, removing of impurities, reduction of two metals only. Reduction of metals generally consider oxides will be there. Reduction will takes place. Next one is refining of the pure metal, the refining process. So concentration, reduction, refining. Okay now. Remember this one is concentration, reduction, refining. Remember car, concentration, reduction, refining only. Okay, concentration is there no. What is concentration? It is the removing of the gangue, but impure particles like a sand, clay, dust particles by using a various methods called concentration only. Next one is the steps involved in the extraction of metals is there no. The steps, first one you take the ore. If you take the ore, Generally, metals are high reactive metals are there, no? High reactive metals. Remember, which one is high reactive metals are there, no? You know, really, look at this is the high reactive metals. Potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, high reactive metals are there. These high reactive metals are how they will be extracted, how they will be look at the first one is metals, high reactive metals by using of electrolysis of molten salt. NaCl electrolysis there, no, they will be purified. They will get pure metals only. They will get the pure metals only. Next one is then here the consider the moderate reactive metals, less reactive metals or moderate reactive metals. What is moderate reactive metals are there, no? Just consider here the moderate reactive metals are there, no? Here zinc, iron, tin, lead. These are moderate reactive, zinc, iron, tin, lead. They can, how they will be extracted. Moderate reactive metals are there, no? The moderate reactive metals are available in the form of the carbonate ores and sulfide source. What is carbonate ores? Calcination. Carbonate source undergo calcination. Calcination is heating of the ore in the limited supply of the air. Carbonate ores and such and hydrate ores go for the calcination process. You will get metal oxides on. Sulfide ores are there. Sulfide ores are there. You know where sulfide ores is considered. I'm taking sulfide ores, then zinc sulfide, iron sulfide, mercuric sulfide is there, no? They will go for roasting process. Roasting means, you know very well, here the heating of metal ore in the excess amount of oxygen. They form metal oxides. Both calcination, roasting will get the metal oxides only. Wire connected metal oxides means metal oxides are easily reduced. They can easily reduce by this process only. Let us get the metal oxides undergo reduction process, will get metals only. Metals are undergo refining process, will get pure elements only. Refining only. Suppose look at the, I'm just telling you the gold, silver, copper is there, that's called less reactive metals only. They are available in the form of sulfide source only. Sulfide ores means, you know, sulfide ores, how they concentrated? Froth flotation method. By using the froth flotation method, we can concentrate the sulfide ore. Next one is roasting. Generally, if you go for roasting process, is there, no? Here consider we'll get the oxide ore. Later we'll get the reduction process, we'll get the metal. Then we'll go for refining process. Final refining process, you'll get the pure steel metals only. Okay. Extraction of metals will be low in the activity series. Low reactive metals, how they will be extracted only. Metals which are low in the activity series can be reduced to metals by heating in the presence of the oxygen only. Low reactive metals are certainly clear. Generally taking the mercuric oxide. Generally mercury ore is called cinnabar. Very very important. Mercury obtained from its ore is called cinnabar. Mercuric sulfide. Okay, now by heating in the presence of the oxygen, when it heated in the presence of the oxygen, they form a mercuric oxide. Then mercuric sulfide ores are concentrated by the Froth flotation method. After concentration by the Froth flotation method, when they react with the oxygen, they form mercuric oxide. Mercuric oxide is there, no? And further heating it becomes unstable, becomes mercury and oxygen. This is called auto reduction only. Sometimes they are called as auto reduction process only. So what when they just consider the mercuric oxygen, mercuric sulfide react with the oxygen, when heated, they form mercuric oxide. This mercuric oxide, when heated further, it forms mercury and oxygen only. Clear is there, no? Just consider mercury is obtained from the cinnabar. By heating in the presence of the oxygen, when it's heated in the presence of oxygen, it forms a mercuric oxide. Mercuric oxide and further heating from mercury plus oxygen only. Mercury plus oxygen only. Look at there, here the copper is obtained from the sulfide, copper sulfide only. By heating these in the presence of oxygen, they form a copper oxide. Copper oxide further heating becomes the copper only. Look at this is called as a auto reduction. This is called auto reduction only. Mercury and copper both undergo auto reduction process only. Okay, no? But auto reduction means, no, same element undergo oxidation, here same element undergo reductions only. Clear? Okay, clear. Look at the consider here, just consider both conditions only, no? Here oxygen and sulfur is replacing only. Oxygen and sulfur is replaces. Pure metal sulfide is called auto reduction process only. Okay. Next one is students here. Next one is very very important part, thermite mixture only, thermite process only. What is thermite process? Look at this is thermite process. This is thermite process. Welding of the tracks. Welding of the tracks is called thermite process only. Look at the whenever the tracks are getting small breaks are there, the breaks are filled with this thermite mixture only. What is thermite mixture? What is composition of thermite mixture? We will discuss right now here. Look at here. What is the sometimes reactive metals like sodium, calcium, aluminum, etc. are used as reducing agent to obtain the metals from its oxide only. Then because the most reactive metals are used to reducing of this oxide. Suppose look at they take the aluminum is there, no? React with magnesium oxide, manganese oxide, not magnesium, manganese oxide. They form manganese plus aluminum oxide. Why oxygen? Look at the oxygen is replaced from here to here. Why means in here oxygen is more reactive when compared with magnesium. Displaces many reactions. based on the balance will changes only. So what happens? The heat also liberated only. Heat also liberated only. The reaction between the metal oxide and aluminum is a highly exothermic reaction, and the metals are obtained in the molten state. Such reaction is called thermite reaction. Thermite reaction means if any chemical reaction, if heat is liberated, that's called thermite, and also liquid is formed, metal in the form of liquid will come only. Thermite mixture only. Clear is there, no? So I'm saying very clearly, the reaction between the metal oxide and aluminum is highly exothermic, and metals are obtained in molten state. Such reactions called thermite reactions only. The reaction between the iron oxide and aluminum produce molten iron. This reaction used to join railway tracks, broken machine parts only. Remember, it's concerned in this condition, they will take the iron and they will take the aluminum only. Small amount of magnesium also they will use. Magnesium initiates the burning process. Aluminum reduces the oxygen from the iron only. Aluminum reduces the iron. What happens? They is concerned iron under reduction process, aluminum under oxidation process. Oxygen atom replaces. Iron is available in form of molten iron. That molten iron they will place in the here joints. As they look at the molten iron, they will place in joints. They will cool. When they cool, what happens? There is that the joints are filled with the pure iron. Undergo solidification. Undergo solidification only. That process, what happens? The iron tracks will be joined only. Once again, I'm saying here, look at they will take the iron is rust. This rust is going to break in a part of the tracks. These are rust only, iron particles. So what I mean there, this break I want fill. Break I want fill nothing but I want convert iron to iron. That is the best method. So I want convert iron to Fe to O3 to Fe is not possible. It's a reaction at high temperature only. High temperature required means that must follow thermite reactions. Thermite reaction. What they will take? They will take the iron oxide, rust they will take small amount of magnesium, and they will take small amount of the aluminum. Aluminum they will play the heated. What happens in the reaction is concerned, aluminum reduces the iron oxide to iron. Aluminum undergo oxidation process. Molten iron will come. That molten irons are filled with the breaks of the tracks and will undergo solidification process. This reaction is called thermite welding process. Thermite welding process only.